Math 3, Unit 4, Rational Expressions and Functions. As you start the unit, here's a quote about mathematics that you can reflect on. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Confucius. The big ideas for this unit include rational expressions and their functions. You will be performing operations with rational expressions similar to the fractions you learned in elementary school. You will be learning how to graph rational functions and learning the effect that the denominator has on the key features of the graph. Key mathematical tools that we will use in this unit include analyzing key features of functions, creating tables, graphs, equations, diagrams, and interpreting them in context. In the first two lessons of this unit, you will examine what it is to be a rational function. It is called this because it is made up of a ratio of polynomial functions. Like previous functions, you will examine key features of this function in context, including domain and range and asymptotic behavior. You will also apply transformations to help you graph the functions. The next lessons will examine the relationship between the degrees of the numerator and the denominator and the horizontal asymptote of the graph. You will learn to identify whether a rational expression is a proper or improper fraction and what that means about the horizontal asymptote of its function. You will also learn to write an improper rational expression as a mixed number. The next lesson moves into performing operations with rational expressions. You will use prior knowledge about operations with fractions to help you with these expressions. The next lesson is a practice task to build connections among all the ideas about graphing rational functions. You will find all the key features, including vertical and horizontal asymptotes, in order to graph these functions. The unit wraps up with modeling and solving with rational equations. You will have to build models in context and learn to solve the problems. You will be given some equations out of context and learn how to find solutions and determine if they are extraneous. Here's a list of key vocabulary terms for this unit. Some of these vocabulary terms should already be familiar to you from previous courses. Here are some key skills needed to be successful with the content of this unit. You should be able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide polynomials. Find the degree of a polynomial. And factor polynomials, quadratic trinomials, common factors, differences of squares, and cubes. In addition to your teacher and school-based resources, there are several additional resources available. The Ready, Set, Go homework help videos are housed in the Canvas site for your class. You can access these in Canvas using your student login. If you do not know how to log into Canvas, ask your teacher for help. The K-12 Math Resources website, which can be found on your school's website, includes additional support items such as unit and lesson overviews, videos overviewing the tasks, essential vocabulary, the North Carolina standards for each unit, learning targets for each lesson, and extra practice problems.